You're not alone right now. Maybe you haven't been alone in weeks. There are people around you, at home, at work, on your phone, in your life. People who would say they know you. People who care about you. And yet, there's this feeling that follows you into every room. This quiet, persistent feeling that nobody in that room actually knows what's happening inside you. That even if you tried to explain it, really explain it, the words would come out wrong, and the look on their face would tell you they almost get it. But not quite. You smile when you're supposed to. You show up. You go through the motions of being present. And somewhere underneath all of that, you are completely, quietly, exhaustingly alone. This video is not going to tell you to go make more friends. It's not going to give you a list of habits. It's going to tell you why this happens and why it says something about you that most people will never understand about themselves. Most people think loneliness means being by yourself, no one around, empty apartment, quiet phone. That kind of loneliness, yes, it hurts. But it's also the kind you can do something about. You call someone, you go somewhere, you fix it. But there's another kind, the kind where you're sitting at a table full of people who love you, and you still feel it. The kind that shows up at parties, at family dinners, in conversations that should feel warm but somehow don't reach you. The kind you can't fix by going somewhere, because everywhere you go, you bring it with you. This kind has nothing to do with how many people are in the room. It's about something much more specific. It's about whether anyone in that room truly knows you. Not the version of you that laughs at the right moments and says the right things. The version that exists when no one is watching. The version that thinks in the middle of the night. The version that feels things more deeply than you ever let anyone see. Because you can be surrounded, completely surrounded, and still be starving for the one thing none of those people are giving you. To be truly, completely known. And until that happens, no amount of company will touch it. Here's something that might be hard to hear. At some point, you stopped. You stopped showing people the real version of you, not dramatically, not all at once, slowly, quietly, one small retreat at a time. Maybe it started when you shared something real, something that mattered. And the response you got made you wish you hadn't. Maybe someone laughed when they shouldn't have. Maybe someone changed the subject. Maybe you saw the look on their face and understood immediately. They don't have the capacity for this. So you filed it away, and you started showing them a version they could handle instead. And that version is good. It functions. It gets through the day. It knows how to smile, how to be likable, how to exist in rooms without making anyone uncomfortable. But it isn't you. Because they didn't connect with you, they connected with the performance. And somewhere inside you, you know that. You know that if you dropped the performance, if you actually said what you were thinking, so you keep the glass between you and the world. And then you wonder why the world feels so far away. Some of this started before you even had words for it. When you were small, you needed people completely. If the people you needed showed up, really showed up, you learned that reaching out is safe. If they were too busy, too broken, too distracted to meet you where you were, you learned to need less, to feel less, or at least to show less, to build walls so well designed that even you sometimes forget they're there. And now you walk into rooms full of people, people who are genuinely present, who genuinely care, and something in you still holds back. Not because you don't want connection, but because a part of you, the part that got hurt when it was too young to protect itself, is still not convinced it's safe. That part keeps its distance, in every room, at every table, behind every smile. That's not emptiness. That's armor. Doing exactly what it was built to do. The problem is, you built it so long ago that you forgot you were the one who built it. And here's what changes everything, once you understand it. And the people who feel it most deeply are usually the ones carrying something the people around them can't even see. There are people who move through life on the surface. It's where most conversations happen, where most relationships live, where most people spend most of their time. And they're fine there. They genuinely are. And then there are people who can't stay there. People who are always aware of what's underneath, what isn't being said. People for whom a casual conversation feels like standing in shallow water, when you know, there's an entire ocean below you that no one else seems interested in entering. And after a while, you stop suggesting it. You stay at the surface with everyone else. You get good at it, but the depth is still there. And you're still the only one in it, because from the outside, you look fine. You look connected. You look like you're right there in the conversation. But you're not there at all. You're somewhere far below, alone in the place where you actually live, waiting for someone who never seems to come. And then, there's something nobody talks about, honestly enough. The world we live in right now is the loudest it has ever been. More messages, more content, more ways to reach someone at any moment of any day. More people reacting, responding, liking, sharing. More connection technically than any generation before us ever had. And people have never felt more alone, not in spite of all that noise. Because of it. We replaced one real conversation with 50 quick ones. We replaced sitting with someone in silence, which is one of the most intimate things two people can do, with being permanently available to everyone and truly present for no one. You can have 200 people respond to something you posted today and go to sleep tonight feeling like nobody actually sees you, because they responded to the post, not to you. The noise took up all the space where the depth used to live. So you scroll, and you respond, and you stay busy. And underneath all of it, the feeling is still there. Because busy is not the same as connected. Loud is not the same as understood. And you already knew that. You just didn't know everyone else was feeling it too. The loneliness you feel, that feeling is not a sign that something is wrong with you. It is a sign that you are still alive to what connection is supposed to feel like. Most people eventually stop noticing the gap. They adjust. They lower the ceiling of what they expect from connection.
But you haven't done that. You're still feeling it. Still aware of what's missing. Still carrying the weight of an absence that most people around you can't even see. The loneliness is a compass. It is telling you, this isn't it. Keep going. What you're looking for exists. You just haven't found it in these rooms. They are usually the ones who love the hardest when they finally find somewhere safe to. Who understand people at a depth that leaves others speechless. Who make other lonely people feel, sometimes for the first time in their lives, that someone finally gets it. Your loneliness made you that person. And that person, quiet as they are, guarded as they are, behind the glass as they are, is needed more than they know. If you watch this entire video, and something in it named a feeling you've been carrying for a long time, then do like and subscribe this channel. This is the place for people who feel things at a depth the world doesn't always have room for. We're here every week, and it always goes this deep.